And as a kid, I used to go crabbing, soft crabbing, around the rivers of the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland, and catching or finding the blue crab. And when the blue crab is growing, it sheds its shell and becomes a soft crab, right? Comes out of that shell, molts essentially, becomes a soft crab, and then that gets hard again, and then it swims around and bites and does what it does, and then it becomes soft again and grows, etc. Well, because of their soft nature, a fish can just eat them. They hide, and so the best place to find them are back in the creeks, in the muddy areas, etc. And so that's where I would have to go to catch soft crabs, or to find them. It's not hard to catch them once you find them, and that was challenging for me because I have a phobia of snakes, and it's a true phobia. If I see a snake, I'll run for miles, like the snake is chasing me, like it can catch me. But that's just my reaction to him. It's an intense, intense feeling. And so I had this huge fear of snakes, which lived in the same areas that these crabs lived, right? And sometimes I have to walk in mud up to my waist to find these crabs, and at the same time, there could be snakes there. But I still went crabbing, even though I had this insane fear of snakes. Now I had my share of snake encounters where I turned around and ran for half a mile, or swam a long way, or did something to get away from the snake I perceived was still chasing me. But that's not the moral of the story. That's just survival in my mind. The moral of the story is I wanted to catch crabs more than I wanted to be afraid of snakes. And you're going to have the same thing in anything that you do in life. And right, anything that matters, that's new, that requires you to grow and stretch, you're going to have some element of fear. The key is how much do you want the thing you want versus how much do you want to hold on to your fear, right? Because if you hold on to your fear and you don't do the thing that you want to do because you're afraid, you're going to get the thing you actually fear more, and that's not doing the thing. If that even makes any sense, but it kind of did to me in my twisted brain. And so I didn't want to not find soft crabs because I had joy in finding them, catching them, eating them. And so I went after the thing I feared. And that's what you have to do in your work, whatever that is, whatever dreams you are, you got to throw your fears aside, because the bigger thing to fear is not accomplishing it and having to live with not being willing to try and not being willing to face your fear for the rest of your life, because you will live with that if you don't pursue it. Don't live with that. Fear that a whole lot more than you fear your snakes in the mud.